Hello, friends. Nicholas here. DIVOted Talks, depending on how you want to say it, where we take ancient wisdom and practices and take them through a modern lens and practical lens so that we can live better, be better, and heal better. So I'm excited to be back with you guys. I had an amazing weekend. You guys will see this much later than what I recorded it, but we do our Pride in North Carolina a little bit later than others, Gay Pride that is, and it was awesome. I got to be a sponsor and represent there, and man, did I talk! But I forgot how excessive talking in Ayurveda, we call it Pralapa, can really affect you. And so beyond that, going out and staying out late, my vata was out of whack, like, whoa, on Sunday. And I actually woke up, taught classes fine at 9 in the morning, even after going to bed at 4. And then noon hit and did not feel so good anymore. But, I look at it as the price I paid to spend time with friends I don't often get to see and, go and do stuff that I don't frequently do. And so it was a give and take. And so I just leaving it in that box, in that context, because that's what works for me. But I don't think I'll be doing that again anytime soon. But it was so fun to hang out with friends. And I carry a really good group of people that I know. And it's very nice. And what I love most about some of the friendships I carry is the intimacy where we get to put our arm over each other, kind of hang on each other, heads on each other's shoulders, and just kind of hang out. Lots of hugs and lots of just interaction. I would say the gay community is so free in that aspect in many ways. And I'm not saying that other groups aren't and that other people aren't, but as a whole, at least in my experience, it has been shown to be that more often than not as compared to other groups. And that's cool, right? Like, I don't have to understand your group and you don't have to understand my group. The only thing that is, a given in these situations is respect. You either respect me or you don't. You either respect me as a human or you don't. Like, you can't throw this moral superiority at me and tell me that somehow your way and the conclusions you came to about life are somehow superior to mine because XYZ. How do you know? You don't know until you die. Because I can tell you one thing, that I've had transcendental experiences sitting in a room doing nothing. I've had it while in church. I've had it at prayer services and, the bigger church, say the praise bands and, doing that kind of praise worship. And I've also felt it when I've taken substances that help open your mind a little bit. And so it's been a really great life for me, and I just find it hard to believe that some group who morally subjugates people and morally discerns people into different groups based on some arbitrary things, that one way of thinking is more right than another. And so I can hold room for the rightness of it for them and the rightness of my life for me. And I don't put this out there to be judgmental because, there's hypocrites in every shade and color, but it tends to be the most outspoken that tend to be either the most closeted or the most self-loathing of the pack. And they actually are one of us, but they don't want to be one of us or don't think they can be one of us, or I don't know. I mean, I've seen more closeted people popping off. Whatever gets put in the dark and shoved in the dark is going to breed and grow and will come to get you at some point, because it is meant to be dealt with. It is meant to be felt. It is meant to be worked through, and I'm not judging you for believing a certain way. If you know something isn't for you, great. But what the do you think you have over whether my life should be like that or not? Who are you to say? Like, if I went up to you, if you happen to be one of these, and I use the ubiquitous you because I know my listeners probably aren't these people, but maybe you are one of the yous I'm talking to. So listen up. I bet you I have a list of things that I could tell you that I think you could do better or should be better or isn't quite up to my standard of being. And how would you feel if I put that in your face all day, every day? And if I made side comments and slights that pointed it out always and under the breath or in sidebars or even worse, systemically? Like, if you can't see that we are a systemically racist country, then you're not paying attention or you're deciding not to pay attention. It's willful ignorance. Now, I'm not saying it's your fault, but like, it's easy to see. You just got to let go of the fact that it means something, right? It does mean something. Like, it's a bad thing that we are still racist after all this time. But if you can get past the feelings about it and understand that there are steps that you as an individual can take to be better than that, that's the point of it. That's the whole journey, is recognizing, oh, I am doing that thing that I've been saying I haven't been doing my whole life. Oh, so then you do better, right? But it's a lot of times people fighting and railing and, bucking the system always and always and always and always. And it's like, yo, what's the real story here? Yo, why are you so loud about this? A lot of us are just trying to live our lives peacefully. Like, do you know that I have to think hard and I think frequently about whether I want to put a gay flag or a pride flag in my window at my business because I'm concerned somebody might throw a rock through my window. Because I'm concerned that they might set fire to the business or the building because they've got so many moralistically superior feelings about life and me and what should be done based on a flag, right? I'm not saying that would happen, but I'm more nervous that it would happen than not, which tells you a lot about our country. It tells you a lot about the state of the world right now. And it tells you that for somebody or for a country or for a group of people who swears that freedom is the most important thing and the most sacred thing within our Constitution, sure do have ideas about what should and shouldn't be done. Now, I think there's lots of debate that can be had about social programs and how they work and how money is allocated and how it is oversighted. Yes, that should always be a discussion. When there's money that's being utilized from the pot that everybody's putting into, yeah, there should be oversight on it and there should be discussion about how it's used judiciously. But the biggest issue that we have these days is that the people who can get elected are the people who have the most money or enough money and resources to campaign. And that's usually people with money or people who have networks to money. And it's not people who are actually of the people for the most part. I remember 2 Congresses ago that they had people who won and then they couldn't afford rent in DC because it's just not the amount of money that they were making previously. And then they have to move to a place that's way more expensive in a metropolitan area. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Going back to being loud, being proud, and being who you are. It is so good to be in community. It's so good to be safe with others. That is something that no matter what your constitution is in Ayurveda, you need. You need a safe place to land. You need a safe space to recharge. And you need a safe space to work through your emotions and anything else that may be hard to digest within you right now, whether it's thoughts, feelings, emotions, things that you've seen, heard, or done as of late. Doesn't matter what it is. You need a place to safely process and be a part of the transformation or facilitates the transformation that is meant to happen with the assimilation of so much all at once. In a world of too much, be able to digest it all. All right, my friends, this is Nicholas. Be well, be free.